Hello. Good morning. Well, it's morning here, but if you're here, you know that. Hence the title, Live in the Morning with me, Ryan Lucas, or Poet. I'm a poet. Yeah, how you doing? Good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be right now. How y'all doing? I'm doing okay. Hope y'all had a good weekend. It was kind of a long one, sort of. Of course, for me, the weekends really don't matter too much, sort of. I got net mode and then started back to school, so they kind of do now. I don't know. Good morning. How you doing? Yes, it's been a morning so far. It will continue to be a morning until the morning is over. In the meantime, what are we doing here? Well, that's what I ask myself all the time. What the hell am I doing here? Sometimes I actually know it. Right here, right now, what we're doing, and you're listening to me, and I'm talking about jack shit, I guess. Or music. Yeah, poetry. I take poetry and we turn it into music. And if you like that, hit the like and subscribe. I'm supposed to ask y'all that or remind you, but it really doesn't do me any good usually because I went from, shit you not, all time high 454 down to 450, back up a little bit, and down to 459, 449, back up. Now we're back at 449. There's no rhyme, no reason to it. But speaking of rhyme, no reason, everything we do here is in the public domain too. So surviving and living, yeah, pretty much. So I hope you had a good weekend. Mine was busy and not, for most part, I guess. I, did homework, got stuff done, hung out with people, stuff like that. Well, hung out with a girl, sort of. Well, she's a girl. And that's a confusing thing right there, but we're not going that way. We're not going there this morning, so what we're going to be doing is the Redux in review. And since I got you here, Pizza, let's start listening to it. Because guess what? This is a freaking good show I have put together here. And taken most of the last couple weeks, not stuff on the 29th. That would be on the next one because it was just like, hey, there's a lot here. Your weekend wasn't boring? That's cool. Well, my weekend wasn't boring either, This particular girl that I like hanging out with, she's cool. We get along. And it's just complicated like most things are. Or is it? I don't know. But at least, I was hanging out with someone that didn't have a penis. And that's always a plus. Naturally doesn't have one. All right, so, since I got two of my faves here, Mr. Pizza and Miss Bananas, we're going to go ahead and start. All right, we are got to get to the right folder. This was for yesterday, but when I came on and there was no one here, it was just like highly disappointing. So how are we going to do this one here? All right. Let's do these in alphabetical order now, shall we? How's that sound? Oh, I got to do this. All right. This one is a redo by Alfred Knowles, A Prayer in the Time of War.
secrets are not known. Tonight a world that turned from thee is waiting at thy throne. The towering Babels that we raised were scoffing sophist brawl. The little antichrist we praise, the night is on them all. The fool has said, the fool has said, and we who deemed him wise, we who believe that thou wast dead, how should we seek thine eyes? How should we seek to thee for power, who's gone the yesterday? How should we kneel in this dread hour? Lord, teach us how to pray. Grant us the single heart once more that marks no sacred thing, the sword of truth our fathers wore when thou wast Lord and King. Let darkness unto darkness tell our deep unspoken prayer. For while our souls in darkness dwell, we know that thou art there.
Ooh. Oh, I love the fade. Hey, everyone. Hey, Style. Okay, I got some greetings to do. So what do you think of that? Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, I was having a hard time with that one, and I was like, it wasn't doing what I was like, wait a minute. I was looking at the words. I'm like, okay, this reminds me of something what's going on today, and what do we need? The blues. Oh, I'm glad you like it. All right, listen, because it's cool, and drive carefully, because it's raining out here right now, so that's cool. So put the link in the chat if you want to. And how is it going, Style? You got here for some nice Chicago inspired blues. Okie dokie. And then we got Kathy, one of our other early risers. How you doing? All right. So this is our redo and review. I didn't do it yesterday because I just, yeah. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and play the second one. And we're doing these in alphabetical order. So that first one was A Prayer in Time of War by Alfred Noyce. And this is part 3 of Arethusa, which means part 4 is coming up after it because we got one. So we're doing part 3 of Arethusa. This is a remix. So yes, that last one was a remix redo, and this one is a redo also. Woo-hoo.
and divided at her prayer. And under the water, the earth's white daughter fled like a sunny beam. Behind her descended her billows, unblended with the brackish Dorian stream. Like a gloomy stain on the emerald main, Alpheus rushed behind, as an eagle pursuing a dove to its ruin, down the streams of the cloudy wind. Like a gloomy stain on the emerald main, Alpheus rushed behind, as an eagle pursuing a dove to its ruin, down the streams of the cloudy
Yeah, that one, I like the jazzy nature of that one. Good. We like safety first. You know, you can always watch on replay, crew, you know. Oh boy. Maybe y'all get some rain. Y'all need it. And good morning, Journey. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, you said you've been up since 3 a.m. Yeah, it's let's see, where's that one here? Yeah, my sleep sucks too. I although the bladder always wins. Oh yeah, and I even take bladder control. I'm lucky. I actually, I'm lucky. I actually get about 2 hours stretch at a time, and if I wake up 3 times or less during the night, which usually means because I go to bed between 9 and 10 most nights, so I'm up about 3. You know, because I get up at midnight. So yeah. What a drag it is getting old. Ah, but at least when you get old, you can do stuff like this. Like, listen to this. Here we go. I think Okay. Am I back? Okay, can y'all hear me? Let me know. Here, let me do this again. We're going to replay this here. And then we'll do this here. Because for some reason, it said that. All right, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. Good, because it stopped there for a second. Poor Jasper. Poor Jasper. Okay, good. All right, we're going to start that one over. Weather. Me and my backwoods internet. So let's start that one over. Ugh. No, I went to let Bella out, and when I came back, it was like your live stream suddenly stopped. All right. This is Arethusa number 4, and this is our first reviews. I didn't have to mess with this one, so here we go. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Love. Cool. Have a good one. Go back to sleep. Sure. I blame the bladder because, the bladder always wins. No, okay. So, yeah, we just take 2. Cool. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, you got to learn how to. You're pretty good at painting pictures anyways, dude. But, yeah, hey, you can always improve. You can always improve. Sleep well, brain. All right. we are on our next track since we are going in alphabetical order. Hey, Joe, this is for you, astronomer.
Skyman in a manhole with astronomy for dream, astrology for nightmare. Fat man full of proverbs, the language of lean years, living in square after almanac square, prefiguring the day of windfall and landslide. Through a calculus of good hours, clutching at the teeth. Dipping for the honey. The woman smell in the small curly hair down there. Through a calculus of good hours, clutching at the tail. Shirt at a hole in his mildewed horoscope. Clutching at the tear in his birthday shirt as at a home in his mildewed horoscope.
Now, I like that version of that. Definitely. And it the music and as far as the vocal, it kind of happened that way because, previous track I was working on, I'd selected female voice and I forgot, so it all works out. But yeah, that was a really good one. Really good version of that. And that freaking guitar, those guitar riffs in there are really cool. What do y'all think so far? Oh, yeah, it says that. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, the counter here says I've been on for 10 minutes, and this says I've been on for 25. So, yeah, we were on for a little bit before. Okay. Well, just listen. You can, okay. Listen on replay, crew. Have a good one, because we're going into the next one, which is, the B selections for today, the only B in on the playlist. By Beautiful City. This is a remix and it's Alfred Lord Tennyson.
yourself in the tides of a civic insanity. The beautiful city, the center and crater of European confusion. Oh, you with your passionate shriek for the rights of unequal humanity. Humanity. Has proven but evolution rolled again back on itself in the tide of a civic insanity.
Yeah, for some reason it's so far that little riff at the end of that was really fucking just grindy in there. Be careful of the lightning, especially. Well, hopefully the lightning won't. When I think of lightning in the drought conditions in California, I think wildfires, and those. Yes, and since they like cut a lot of the freaking mitigating stuff funding, don't get me started. All right, we are in the C portion of the show. It consists of one track called, and it's Consolation, and this is Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and this is a redo.
To make soft the wind, but if it were not so, if I could find disjoined. And that if before those sepulchres unmoving I stood alone, as some forsaken lamb goes bleeding up the moors in weary death, crying, "Where are ye, oh my loved and loving?"
I know a voice would sound, "Daughter, I am." Can I suffice for heaven and not for
All are not taken, there are left behind, living beloveds, tender looks to bring, and make the daylight still a happy thing, and tender voices to make soft the wind.
Yeah, I bet, because fire is one of those things that I have a healthy fear and respect for. Yeah, those poor itty bitty billionaires, they need their tax breaks now, don't they? Yeah. But how are they going to enjoy their billions? Or do they even enjoy it? How are they going to enjoy it when it all burns down around them? Because it burns down around us, it burns down around them too. We all share the same planet. Like I don't know if I've said it on here before, but I know I've said it publicly. The human species is one of the worst ideas evolution ever spit out. And sometimes I think we need the dinosaur treatment. Get rid of all of us and let the world start over. All right. Considering that, this is Dirge.
Boys and girls that held her dear, do your weeping now. All you loved of her lies
Yeah, we got some rain that came through last week, and it cooled things off and stuff. So it's like mid 80s, going to be mid 80s today. So humid, a little humid. So air conditioner on, but I'm glad y'all thought that was lovely. Dirge, Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Yes, it was. One thing you know about when I do these type shows, nothing usually sucks. All right, so we are in the second of the D portion of the portion of the show brought to you by the letter D. This is also a review. So I didn't mess with this one. Don't Go Far Off by Pablo Neruda. Neruda. No, it's Neruda.
Don't go far off, not even for a day, because I don't know how to say it. A day is long, and I will be waiting for you, as in an empty station, when the trains are parked off somewhere else asleep. Don't leave me even for an hour, because then the little drops of anguish will all run together. The smoke that roams looking for a home will drift into me, choking my lost heart. Oh, may your silhouette never dissolve on the beach. May your eyelids never flutter into the empty distance. Don't leave me for a second, my dearest, because in that moment you'll have gone so far. I'll wander mentally over all the earth, asking, will you come back? Will you leave me here dying? Because bear me a father.
Yeah, that was one of the standout ones from like last week or the week. It was one of the standout ones. We love it. All hail the most holy air fryer. The bounty that is ever giving. whose bounty is ever giving? Yes, got to get my prayers right to the only. Yeah, I like I like the joke. The only yes, very Green Day ish vibes. I forgot. Oh boy, more coffee. Yeah, that's that vibe there. I'm thinking, like some CW show that where all the pretty folk, uh, all the pretty people are having all their drama with each other. Oh, me and my cynical self. All hail the most wonderful air fryer. Ooh, we are skipping to the letter F. So the next couple tracks are brought to you by the letter F. All hail the holy air fryer, the only cult I belong to. Okay, this one's Freedom, Alfred Lord Tennyson, and it's a redo.
Of old sat freedom on the heights, the thunder's breaking at her feet. Above her shook the starry lights. She heard the torrents meet. There in her place she did rejoice, self-gathered in her prophet mind, but fragments of her mighty voice came rolling on the wind. Then stepped she down through town and field to mingle with the human race, and part by part to man revealed the fullness of a face. Grave mother of majestic works, from her altar gazing down, who godlike grasped the triple forks, and king-like wears the crown. Her open eyes desire the truth, the wisdom of 1,000 years is in the main perpetual youth. Keep dry their light from tears, that her fair form may stand and shine. Make bright our days and light our dreams. Turn into scorn with lips divine the falsehood of extremes.
Like the first one best. That was one track. If you go back and you look at the picture, follow the words of that one about freedom and everything, and you look at the picture that Suno generated, it's of the Statue of Liberty. And that was written before the Statue of Liberty existed by an English dude. Yeah, the best Christmas present, one of the best Christmas presents my mom ever got me, has ever gotten me, was a little air fryer. And little one, you can get it like the Dollar General, a little bitty thing with a little basket. And yeah, especially when my gas was out, it saved me. Yes. Like I said, I am a card-carrying member of the cult of the Holy Order of the Most Bounteous Air Fryer. Yeah. I also got a toaster oven combo thingy, so you can do one thing in one air fryer and another thing in the other air fryer, and it can all be done at the same time. No muss, no fuss. All right. Let's see here. That was Freedom. All right. And we got an Ann Sexton funnel. Ooh, wow. This one's like long, but cool. All right. Here we go.
The family story tells, and it was told true, of my great-grandfather who begat 8 genius children and bought 12 almost new grand pianos. He left a considerable estate. When he died, the children honored their separate arts. 2 became moderately famous, 3 married and fattened their delicate share of wealth and brilliance. The 6th one was a concert pianist. She had a notable career in war-cropped hair and walked like a man, or so I heard when prying a childhood tar into the hushed talk of
Yeah, I could see if Tori's singing some dirty blues. That's the dirty blues. Yes, definitely. We love the dirty blues around here. See, that's what I love about these particular shows I get to put on. Hey, Amy, how is it going, my friend? Because, I get to hear these before y'all do, and I get excited because they're so cool. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love doing our our live reactions and everything, and the work I do putting into doing the redos is even fun. It's more fun. It's all fun. It's cool, and we can hear stuff like that. Did you realize that was over 5 minutes long? No. All right. So that was the some of the tracks brought to you by the letter F. Yes, Amy, we are doing it in alphabetical order. So we are at the portion of the show brought to you by the letter I. And this is a review, not a redo. In the Shadows of the Palace, Carl Sandburg. We like Carl Sandburg.
Let us go out of the fog, John, out of the filmy, persistent drizzle on the streets of Stockholm. Let us put down the collars of our raincoats, take off our hats, and sit in the newspaper's office. Let us sit among telegrams, clickety-click. The Kaiser's crown goes into the gutter, and the Hohenzollern throne of 1,000 years falls to pieces, a one-horse shay. It is a fog night out, and the umbrellas are up, and the collars of the raincoats, and all the steamboats up and down the Baltic Sea have their lights out, and the wheelsmen sober. Hear the telegrams come. One king goes and another butter is costly. There is no butter to buy for our bread in Stockholm, and a little patty of butter costs more than all the crowns of Germany. Let us go out in the fog, John. Let us roll up our raincoat collars and go on the streets where men are sneering at the kings. Hear the telegrams come. One king goes and another butter is costly. There is no butter to buy for our bread in Stockholm, and a little patty of butter costs more than all the crowns of Germany. Let us go out in the fog, John. Let us roll up our raincoat collars and go on the streets where men are sneering at the kings.
I think for some reason, a few of these are tapping into the zeitgeist because you know what's going on here in the United States. Yeah, I like to avoid that stuff on here, but hey, Ma Amy, How you doing? I hope you're enjoying what you're hearing because let me see where we're at here. Wow. No, that one. We're getting there. We're not halfway done. So yes, lovely song. Yes, and it definitely taps into that zeitgeist. Several of these tapping into what's going on, and I find these on all poetry, which is kind of like it responds to trends and stuff, especially. No, police commissioner meeting today. Okay. When y'all do those on other channels too? Because I know Mona's hadn't been streaming anything lately, which I hope everything's cool with her. Of course, I've been busy. Like when y'all be doing y'all's meetings, I'm Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm in class. So, all right. So we are at the second of our tracks brought to you by the letter I. This is a redo, one of our a favorite. Here we go. Okay, what? I your mother used to call you Amala? Amala? Am I pronouncing that right? Amala? I won't call you Amy. It's easier for me to do. Nona's been working. Yeah. We all miss her. At least, hopefully, she's doing, like I said, good for her. She's doing stuff. So we're all doing stuff. Like right now, we're getting to this track, Edna St. Vincent Millay, one of the favorite. We love her around here. Yep.
Complete, though shell-bound, but the mind in
So what do you think of that? Tracks brought to you by the letter I. Inner Perfection. Edna St. Vincent Millay. All right, so we are going on here. We're jumping over to M. Morning Song. This is Sylvia Plath. We like Sylvia Plath. You know, Sylvia Plath. Morning Song. This is another redo.
Love set you going like a fat gold watch. The midwife slapped your foot soles and your bald cry took its place among the elements. Our voices echo, magnifying your arrival. New statue in a drafty museum, your nakedness. Shadows are safety, we stand round blankly as walls. I'm no more your mother than the cloud that distills, a mirror to reflect its own slow effacement at the wind's hand. All night your moth breath flickers among the flat pink roses. I wake to listen. A far sea moves in my ear. One cry and I stumble from bed, cow heavy and floral in my Victoria nightgown. Your mouth opens clean as a cat's, the window square whitens and swallows its dull stars. And now you try your handful of notes, the clear vowels rise like balloons. I'm no more your mother than the cloud that distills, a mirror to reflect its own slow effacement at the wind's hand. All night your moth breath flickers among the flat pink roses. I wake to listen. A far sea moves in my ear. One cry and I stumble from bed, cow heavy and floral in my Victorian nightgown. Your mouth opens clean as a cat's, the window square.
That's pretty cool. At least I think it's pretty cool. I hope you think it's pretty cool. Alrighty, let's see here. Since I got nothing else on my mind at the moment, yeah, the female vocal, sometimes I like it now that we can select what we want. The only thing is they don't. When I want it to select for itself, after that I have to refresh and stuff. So I can't like unselect. That would be one of my, because how we do things here. That would be something I would like in that feature to unselect it and let it select. All right, let's see here. Ooh, this one's a real good one. You should remember this one. This was 60 years ago. Number one. Part one was really, really good. That was one of those standout ones. And we're going to listen to it again. Here we go.
The double blossom peach trees with rosy bloom were gay when Grandpa rode beneath them upon his courting way. From the white gate to the homestead they stretched in stately row and showered his path with petals just 60 years ago. His riding suit was spick and span, his jingling bridle rein was polished to the limit, his top boots shone again. A mass of youthful vanity from curly head to toe was my darling gay young grandpa just 60 years ago. Veranda, demure my grandma sat and hid her girlish blushes beneath her garden hat. Her dainty flowing muslins enfolded her like snow. Ah, very sweet my grandma was just 60 years ago. With sweeping bow and flooding heart he told his hopes and fears, and grandma gently said him here mid blushes, smiles and tears. When the double blossom peach trees with fruit were bending low, good Father Flynn united them just 60 years ago.
Yeah, that one's cool. Yeah, I didn't know how, like, my paternal grandparents, Grandpa and Grandma Lucas. My Grandpa Lucas was a dick. Or he could be. He fucked around. He messed around on my grandma a lot, from what I understand. And, she wasn't in the ground like 6 months, and he moved in someone he messed around on with her when they were younger, when they were early. So yeah, my grandpa. My maternal grandparents, on the other hand, they'd gotten together before World War II, right before it. Grandpa went off to fight Japs, became a Marine. and was barely survived that. So in some ways I'm lucky I'm alive, and came back to each other, and they married and had a dozen kids, and died within a week of each other. Because they couldn't be. Just goes to show you. Maybe there's a poem in that. Oh no, I have to figure that part out. All right. The eagle. This is brought to you by the letter T. We've got 3 of those altogether. The eagle, E.E. Cummings.
It was one of those clear, sharp, muscless days that summer and man delight in. Never had heaven seemed quite so high, never had earth seemed quite so green, never had the world seemed quite so clean, or skies so nigh. And I heard the deity's voice in the sun's warm rays, and the white clouds' intricate maze, and the blue sky's beautiful sheen. I looked to the heavens and saw him there, a black speck downward drifting. Nearer and nearer he steadily sailed, nearer and nearer he slid through space, in an unending aerial race. This sailor who hailed from the climb of the clouds, ever shifting on billows of air, and the blue sky seemed never so fair, and the rest of the world kept pace. On the white of his head the sun flashed bright, and he battled the wind with white pinions. Clearer and clearer the gale whistled loud, clearer and clearer he came into view, bigger and blacker against the blue than a dragon of cloud, gathering all its minions. Rushed to the fight and swallowed him up in a bite, and the sky lay empty, clear through. Long I watched, and at last afar caught sight of a speck in the vastness, ever smaller, ever decreasing, ever drifting away into the endless realms of day, finally ceasing. So into heaven's vast fastness vanished that bar of black as a fluttering star goes out while still on its way.
Yeah, I forgot that one cut off there, and that one's pretty freaking long. So, but here's the I'm gonna go here. Now, okay. Yeah, it's a pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Because, well, first time I forgot her name, Maud or something. I forgot her name. Because I never really interacted with her, and my grandpa, he was like wanted me to give her a hug. I was like 18, 19 years old. I said no, she's not my grandma. My grandma Lucas was my favorite. Yeah, that's harsh. Wow, talk about unpleasant. Just goes to show you, people are people. Doesn't matter who they are. And yeah, what a family. You cannot choose them, definitely. But you got chosen family. People, cool people to hang out with. Yes, definitely. Yikes. Let's see here. This is cool. This would be something to put like in a movie or something. Now, did he do it on purpose, or was it like, because at 9 you usually know what the hell's going on. That's harsh too. 4 days in a tent on the beach. Ugh. Yeah, it just depends. Like, I went, first woman I ever fell for, this was 30 years ago. Ugh, God. Well, yeah, almost 30 years ago. I still talk to her. I still message her every once in a while because I found her a while back, on Facebook, like you find people. Yeah, she's married. I messed around. We messed around. We worked in the same factory together, shoe factory. And luckily, her husband at the time, he and I never met because there was rumors going on around us, because small town, well, relatively small city factory, people know each other. This was the kicker in that relationship. Oh yes, and I do write about her. Eyes I dare not meet in dreams. That's on my one of the poems on my channel on the video selection. This is the interesting thing about her. She lived over, that way, and near where she lived, right? She lived off of this road, dirt road, at the time, and at the head of that dirt road on the highway, someone I knew had lived there. Friend of my family's. Her name was Lucy and Cecil Bass. They lived there at the head of her road. And when I was telling her about that one time, she goes, "What did you say?" I was like, "Yeah, he's a friend of my family. They, were here for some reason or other. They moved here." And apparently, her dad, because because my family's from Appalachia, West Virginia, northeastern, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio area, right through there, the Rust Belt, Appalachia. That's where my family's from, because we moved here, and a lot of people came here because we moved here. History. Anyways, apparently, her dad had married Lucy's daughter, and the reason that she was here was because of that. Interesting how the universe works. And I met her randomly when my buddy got me a job at the shoe factory he was working at. Oh yes, I've written about it. Stuff to write about. All right. Enough about infidelity and all that stuff. Wow. Well, different time, different place. Yeah, different time, different place. Yeah. I'm like, I remember that conversation clearly. We were talking on the phone, in the old days before cell phones and stuff. We were talking, and I told her about that. It was like, wow, yeah, stuff to write about. All right, okay, we are on. This is a redo. The Loss of Love. Speaking of love, The Loss of Love, County Cullen. This is a redo.
All through an empty place I go and find her not in any room. The candles and the lamps I light go down before a wind of gloom. Thick spraddled lies the dust about, a fit, sad place to write her name, or draw her face the way she looked that legendary night she came. The old house crumbles bit by bit. Each day I hear the ominous thud that says another rent is there, for winds to pierce and storms to flood. My orchards groan and sag with fruit, where Indian wise the bees go round. I let it rot upon the bough, I eat what falls upon the ground. The heavy cows go laboring in agony with clotted teats. My hands are slack, my blood is cold. I marvel that my heart still beats. I have no will to weep or sing, no least desire to pray or curse. The loss of love is a terrible thing. They lie who say that death is worse. The old house crumbles bit by bit. Each day I hear the ominous thud that says another rent is there, for winds to pierce and storms to flood. My orchards groan and sag with fruit, where Indian wise the bees go round. I let it rot upon the bough, I eat what falls upon the ground. The heavy cows go laboring in agony with clotted teats. My hands are slack, my blood is cold. I marvel that my heart still beats. I have no will to weep or sing, no least desire to pray or curse. The loss of love is a terrible thing. They lie who say that death is worse.
Poor guy. I can understand his agony. Yeah, my grandparents, both sides were together for a long time, and stuff. My mom, on the other hand, well, my dad was married twice. my mom, and then to my stepmother after her. My mom, she was married 7 times. She couldn't get it right. I don't know. It was like, ugh, you know. Oh, we called them deployment widows. There was just some dudes that just, I guess, female, late, females like, some sailors, whatever. People that, as soon as the anchors are weighed up, as soon as the freaking the mooring lines are freaking uh, brought in, they're out having fun. Ugh. All right, we're back. Okay, we lost it again. Like I was saying, if you can hear the rest of this, you can just wait, Phil. What are you doing, you dog? He hardly ever jumps like that on the bed. Yeah, my ex-wife's cousin kind of grew up together. Anyways, her husband was they're still together as far as I know. He was in the Navy too, and she was one of them. I just had that. I like Julie. Her name was Julie. I liked her a lot. She's people. All right. Yes, we got 2 more left, and then we've been going for a little while, despite a couple interruptions. So yeah. This is the last of our ones brought by the letter T, Kind Sweet. Another Carl Sandburg, who we like Carl Sandburg around here.
I was born in the morning of the world, so I know how morning looks. Morning in the valley wanting, morning on a mountain wanting. Morning looks like people look, like a cornfield wanting corn, like a sea wanting ships. Tell me about any strong, beautiful wanting, and there is your morning, my morning, everybody's morning. I was born in the morning of the world, so I know how morning looks. Morning in the valley wanting, morning on a mountain wanting. Morning looks like people look, like a cornfield wanting corn, like a sea wanting ships. Tell me about any strong, beautiful wanting, and there is your morning, my morning, everybody's morning. There is your morning, my morning, everybody's morning. Everybody's morning.
So, what do you think of the show today? We got 1 more left. And then I got stuff I got to go do. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time. Same channel, same stick, same stuff. We're going to be going 6 poems, 6 poets, 6 poems, 12 tracks, compare and contrast, and then we'll take it from there. And then Thursday, no show because I have an MRI at 7 o'clock in the morning. But we'll be back Friday and then stuff. So I hope y'all enjoyed the show today, despite the couple technical difficulties. So, I gotta do it. Everything, fair use, blah, blah, blah. But more importantly, y'all have an awesome day out there in this cold, cruel world of ours. Yeah. Because sometimes there are miracles. Sometimes there are. All right. Then you will hear thunder. And this is a redo. And Akamatova. And Akamatova. Here we go. All right, my friends. Well, thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. Yeah, it's just one of those things, annual one, maybe, I don't know. For the stuff in my neck and stuff. Uh, Going, and I will see y'all tomorrow. As usual. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks.